Hey y'all, listen, I did not get a chance to talk about Belle Collective episode 2 and episode 3, so I want us to go ahead and do all of that now. The first thing I want to say is the new intro that they're bringing to us. I'm not crazy about it at all. I think the part that I dislike the most is when Letitia is standing up there and she snaps her fingers and then all the rest of the ladies appear. I said, girl, what is this? What is this? Y'all trying to make sure Miss Letitia Honey is in charge of the girls this season. I don't know. Maybe after episode 3 and how things went down, maybe I don't know. Maybe he felt like he owed her something or whatever. I don't know what's going on. But anywho, um Letitia talks about the enterprise because y'all know a lot of us have had questions about like, girl, what is it that you do? You talk about you got this enterprise, but we don't really see you working for real. Well, she lets us know that she's a paralegal, she's a bail bondsman, she has some type of mentoring program. I guess that's what she was trying to do with Latrice last year, something mentoring her. And then, of course, she's trying to bring back these brunches, right? Which is the reason that she's linking up with the new cast member, Miss Carrie, because she wants to partner with her with this whole relaunch social thing. I don't really think that there was any partnership with this relaunch social. So I'm like, you trying to partner with her for just the relaunch social, or you trying to partner with her for the overall brunches, right? But Carrie did tell her, like, you're going to need some sponsors at the end of the day. So we'll see what that type of working together is going to look like, right, at a later time. Now, y'all know Miss Carrie was up there shading Marie in that birthday, honey. She was over there talking about her. And let me say this, as much as I understand Marie feeling a way about Carrie trying to be all up in her business, I'm like, Marie, baby, you need to feel a way about your girl Letitia, because Letitia is the one that's been willingly giving this information to Miss Carrie. Now, Tisha might feel like, oh, I'm just filling her in because we all a group of girls, right? We all finna be friends, right? So she should know. But it seems like Marie don't like the fact that Miss Ma'am all in her business. So be mad at Miss Tisha for that, and not so much as Carrie for inquiring, because Tisha just sharing your info when it is what it is. Carrie could go straight to you and get the info, but why? When she gonna get it straight from Miss Tisha. Now, Marie talks with Esty because she was ready to retire, and Esty was like, girl, I need one more year. And she's like, girl, you asked me that last time. Okay. She was like, well, I ain't ready yet. Give me a little more time. Miss Marie is like, I done put in the work. I done went and got my doctorate. I done built my businesses up to what they need to be, girl. At this point, I just want to relax, enjoy life, and just chill the hell out. And Esty is just like, girl, just give me a second, honey. Okay, just give me 1 second. Don't go nowhere just yet. And see, your problem is the fact that you over there trying to juggle all them men. That's what you need to understand right there. Okay. So if you wouldn't be juggling all them men the way that you was, then maybe you'll have a little piece of time for the people down here. And Marie is over there like, girl, now don't come for me, honey, because I know I'm that BIT, but you ain't got to come for me like that. Understand? I'm over here trying to weigh my options out when it comes to Martin and when it comes to Cedric. Okay. So when she did have that talk with Cedric, though, it sounded like Cedric was willing to wait for her to figure some things out, okay? And you know what, Cedric, I feel like you should be waiting for her to figure her stuff out, because I feel like when y'all were married, she had to wait for you to dang near figure your stuff out. So much so that it led to her having to divorce you. So yeah, I do feel like Cedric should be sitting in the background waiting and let her enjoy her dating life, and let her figure her stuff out. So yeah, wait on her. Okay? I will wait for you. For you. Yeah, you need to do all of that. I will wait for you. Do that. Thank you. Now, Selena is upset with her fiance because she feels like he lacks communication, right? She says that he's giving her the silent treatment lately. And it seemed like she returning the damn favor, because when he came to the house, she was not trying to talk to him. Okay. What I also noticed was the fact that he was on the roads, and when he gets to the house, he's like, what's up with you? What's wrong with you? And she's like, you know what my issue is? And he's like, what? She said, is you not answering your phone while you gone? I said, oh, so this is silent treatment you talking about that he give you while he gone? I'm like, is that really silent treatment? I guess it is a form of silent treatment. But okay then, girl. Anywho, she lets him know, listen, you moving like a boyfriend and you not moving like my husband. I said, girl, I know that's right. Get him together. Because I'm confused as to, if he was giving you the silent treatment, why? For what did she do for you to do that? I'm confused. You the one that's on the roads. Like, she just calling you, checking in, whatever the case is. Like, you ain't got the time to answer the phone. Like, why is she being given the silent treatment when she's calling you out about how you've been showing up, which is you lacking communication in a relationship? Why she got to get the silent treatment? Because you feel like she may be nagging or something like that. But anywho, they're gonna end up linking up with Letitia and Glenn so that they could try, figure out some things with their relationship, considering the fact that Letitia and Glenn have been through so much. And I said, girl, you really think that they finna be able to help y'all and give y'all some guidance? They are still having to work out their own SHI that they got going on. But okay, so we get to the relaunch social, right? And I'm really not trying to hear Letitia and her conversation about these brunches or her plans for these brunches. Really not trying to hear it, but we're gonna be forced to hear it and see it anyway. Meanwhile, Carrie hasn't she hasn't met Latrice, I don't think, because when she went to Marie's birthday thing, I don't think that Latrice was there. So they ended up meeting each other, I think, for the first time, whatever the case was, at the brunch. So that's what they got going on. Now, as soon as Marie walks in, Carrie decided to start throwing Miss Marie shade, talking about she looked like she came from outer space or something like that. I'm like, girl, now you know you ain't even have to go there with it. And why you want to do it with Marie when you know Marie gonna be firing right back at you? So everybody was pretty much trying to be in Marie business. Like, yeah, we was at your party, girl. You was with this man, and you went over here with that man, and we trying to figure out what's going on. And Marie said, "Scoot back up off me for a little bit, okay? I am enjoying my life, and I don't know if y'all are enjoying y'all's. But how about this? Since y'all want to get up in my business for a little bit, let me hop up in y'all's. How many of y'all's have dealt with infidelity? Because I'm over here dating freely." Okay, not bothering nobody. That's what I could do as a single woman. I could date multiple folks. But y'all can't really do that because y'all got husbands and stuff. So I'm just trying to figure out who has dealt with infidelity around here. And I said, girl, that was so awkward. Okay. I guess that was one of the ways Marie was going to back y'all to hell up off her because don't nobody want to talk about that. Okay. I guess it's a sensitive subject or whatnot. So let's go ahead and shut all of that down. All right. So Marie does explain to the ladies how she and her ex pretty much got back together, and it was due to, a family member that passed in his family, and it kind of made them closer. Now, Selena and Latrice try to sort out their issues because y'all know that Selena was supposed to be working for Latrice and Cliff at their restaurant, but she got into the accident and stuff. So she had to have that conversation with Latrice to let her know, what all went down or whatever. But they seem to be cool at this time. Now, Marie decides that she's gonna confront Carrie. So she go over there and ask her, she goes straight to her and start talking to her about, I heard when I came here you had some things to say and you was over here trying to, pretty much come for my outfit. And she was like, well, yeah, girl, I did say that it was giving out of space or whatever. Now, Carrie says that, I like to make jokes. And Marie's like, I like to make them too. Be very clear about that. You make it with me, I'm gonna make it right back with you. Just make sure that you're ready, right? Then I think Marie goes on to talk about how fabulous she looks, right? And Marie says that, well, let me make a joke to you since you want to make a joke with me. Girl, that drawstring ponytail that you got going, it's not giving. And this outfit is also grandma-ish. All right. It's giving old fashioned, honey. Right. So they over there trying to, look in front of it's not a mirror, but it was like a door that was giving them their reflection from the windows. And they just over here trying to see who got it. Right. But she walks off on Carrie, baby. She said what she had to say and she walked off on Carrie and had Carrie sitting over there looking stuck as hell. Okay. I said, Carrie, baby, I don't know if you're gonna be able to handle Marie, but we shall see. Now, Selena does let the ladies know that she's planning on doing an all-white event in honor of her son. So that will be coming up. Marie learns about Carrie owning like 3 restaurants and stuff. And she's like, oh, well, then you that girl if you're doing all of that. So if you that girl, then you're going to have to dress the part. Because the part that you're giving is not it. So Carrie says, I'm not trying to look like everybody else. Right? So I guess she got the money to dress however the hell she wants to. And I guess that's what she's trying to let you know. I can do what I want to. I got the coin for it. I can. Well, we won't go there. We can. I can dress like y'all if I want to, but I don't want to. Right? So Marie links up with Martin, only to break up with him, child. Linked up with Martin, says that she pretty much reconnected with Cedric after Martin took a trip, and she didn't hear from Martin for 3 weeks. So she ended up dumping him and also made him pay the tab. And I hollered. Not only did you tell that man, I'm not going to be with you no more, or we're not going to take this any further than what it is, but you can also pick up this tab. I holler. But let me also say, I don't fault Marie for wanting to go back and interact with her ex. And even if it wasn't her ex, that it was somebody else, it's just the fact that you went on a trip, probably a family trip, came back, didn't say nothing to her for 3 weeks. Yeah, I want to like that. I mean, but you ain't my guy for me to have to say a whole lot about it. But I'm just going to move accordingly. And that's just what it is, okay? Period. You gave us enough room for me to reconnect with somebody else, and this is where we are. Now, Selena talks with her daughters about Mike, but this conversation really didn't go anywhere because her daughters really like him a lot, but they did tell her, your happiness pretty much should come before anything, right? So if you don't feel comfortable walking down the aisle, don't walk down the aisle. You know what I'm saying? But hopefully whatever y'all got going on, y'all can just work through y'all stuff that y'all got. So that's what's going on with them. Then we get into episode 4 where Latrice links up with Marie and Mandy. Now, wow, but as Marie is coming in, Latrice is on the phone with Selena. She hits Selena up, let her know, like, hey, girl, I'm not going to be able to make it. The reason I'm not going to be able to make it is because my daughter's in the hospital. One of the twins is about to give birth. And when this happened, when she finally tells Latrice this, Latrice is like, oh, okay, because I was sitting up here like, is my girl coming? Like, where's she at? And all I could think about was that, Selena, I'm starting to think that you lack communication too, just like your partner. Because one, you had your car accident, right? Gotcha. You had your car accident, understand all of that. So ain't nobody, like, you ain't think to at least send a text or have somebody send a text or something I mean, even if it was like a week later, whatever it was, like, you ain't even, and I mean, some part of me is like, well, if she banged up, who's really thinking about that? Right? We sure that, Latrice may have heard through the grapevine or whatever, but I'm like, you still could have probably shot her a text or something like, hey, girl, I'm not going to be able to make it. The doctor is saying this, so it's going to be much longer than what I thought. So you might want to go ahead and hire somebody else, yada, yada, yada. And then you calling her at the last minute to tell her that you're not going to be there because you're doing it. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe, I mean, okay, anywho. Maybe she don't got communication issues, y'all. Maybe it's me and how I'm looking at the situation. So Mandy pulls up, which is the best friend. And when she gets there and she's seeing Marie and Latrice talking, Mandy is just like, well, listen, I find this whole dynamic between, the two of you guys to be much of a surprise to me, especially after how y'all treated my girl at the reunion. And Marie is like, say what now? Say who? And I'm like, Marie, you sit up here really acting like you don't remember that you was finna fight Latrice at the reunion. And then we get on the topic of Letitia, right? And Marie was just saying that I think that it's a mutual thing. I think it's not a one-sided friendship. I think that Latrice has love for Letitia, and Letitia also has love for Latrice. So we good. All right. Now Latrice does say that, she loves both the ladies, she loves Mandy. She also loves Letitia, but she also hate the fact that she's in the middle because now she knows about this situation with Glenn. I feel like Latrice could have probably been pulled Letitia to the side and maybe even with Mandy and had a separate sit down and went ahead and told that lady what was going on. Okay? Mm. Unless she was expecting Mandy to tell her, and it's a situation like, I ain't trying to be in the middle of it. Maybe you'll pull her to the side and y'all have a conversation and y'all sort that out. I don't know, y'all. But Latrice is having a couples only pool party. And she says, if you don't have a significant other, then you can't come. Now, although Mandy ain't got no significant other, that's her best friend, right? And Mandy probably got a boo thing, which she does, and she gonna come. However, when it comes to Tambra, she says she not inviting Tambra because she don't think that Damon's gonna be available because Damon's probably gonna be working or with the baby or something. Y'all know Damon don't fuck with y'all like that. And truth be told, I don't think Tambra want to be around all y'all like that either. So it may have been good that Tambra was not there, okay? Now let's get to Carrie because Carrie is about to open up another restaurant down there in Alabama, and she's organizing a grand opening. And in the midst of her working on this, her husband does show up, and we learn more things about them. They've been married for about 15 years, she said. I think they got together when they were about 16 years of age or something like that. And he's been in professional baseball, like he's been in that field. I think he played for quite some time, and then now I guess he's like an agent or he works very closely with a lot of the professional baseball players now, right? And what they got going on is, of course, he works with that field of baseball, but he also helps her manage the restaurants. She does the restaurants, and then they also got like 3 children together, so they are struggling to find the balance for their work as well as their relationship. So it's a struggle, and he does let her know, like, I just feel like I need more effort from you, right? And she's just getting emotional because she's like, it's really difficult. She's really focused on the business. The business is what takes care of them, it feeds them and stuff. So she wants that to be successful. So a lot of her energy is going over there, and she's just trying to figure out the balance between being a good wife to being a good mom, businesswoman, and everything. So she's trying to figure that out, and hopefully at some point She will. Now, Letitia, Glenn, Selena, and Mike link up for like this couple's activity. And the only thing I really want to get into from this couple's activity was when Selena decided to open up to let Mike know the reason why she calls him the way that she does when he's gone and he doesn't reach out to her, like how that affects her. She says she's grown this emotional attachment, and I feel a very strong anxiety since the passing of her son. And she probably don't just do this, and I wonder if she does. I'm wondering if she shows up this way with her daughters too. If she's constantly calling them and stuff like that. And maybe she doesn't have to because they're willing to communicate. They probably got them a whole group chat. So they probably stay in the group chat talking and stuff like that. So maybe she doesn't that need to want to know where they are and what they're doing. You know, maybe she doesn't feel that with them. But when it comes to Mike, being that he's on the roads and he's traveling and stuff like that, she definitely gets concerned, and she lets him know like that upsets her when he doesn't communicate with her after losing her son. She has that anxiety and she really worries about that. um and eventually he does console her, try to get her to like get it out. But I just feel like Mike also wasn't all the way there. I don't know if it was fully connected for Mike. I think it may have connected for Mike at the actual event. I don't know if it really connected for Mike in that moment. But she does tell them about the event that she's trying to do, and she wants them to come as far as Tisha and Glenn, so they show up. She does the all white event. She has Latrice up there on the panel as someone that is speaking. She also has some other ladies up there that are speaking. She starts talking about her son and her journey with grief, how difficult it is for her. And everybody in the room can pretty much relate to that because everybody has lost somebody that was very close to them, right? So everybody can understand the waves, the ups and downs, and everything of the emotions, right? So she said when it gets to Latrice talks about the passing of her brothers, and we knew about her brother's passing, but I didn't know about this part when she opened up about the fact that she had a dream that one of her brothers, the one that's closest to her, passed away, and she called him and said, "I had a dream that you died." Now, when I was younger, I heard that when you have a dream like that, you are not supposed to tell that person that you had a dream that they passed away before 12 o'clock that day, like 12 o'clock that afternoon. That's what I used to hear. But for me, it was like, I'm not going to say nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say nothing at all. I know I had a dream like that. I had woke up out my sleep and I was just crying, 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 crying. It was years ago. But I think when I came out my sleep, the partner at the time was wondering what was wrong, and I told them, but I never told the family member or family members that I had the dream about that happened. And I'm glad I did. Praise God, they're still here today. Not sure if that has anything to do with it, but it did make me think like, dang, if I would have told such and such I had that dream, like would something have happened to them? I don't know. I don't know. That's me getting a little superstitious or something. I don't know. But with her, she did call her brother. She let him know, like, I heard that you had, you died or whatever the case was. And he was like, no, 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 I'm good, I'm here, whatever. And I don't, it sounded, the way that she was talking, she says that that same day, she never woke up from that dream, right? Because it sounded to me she had that dream, and on the same day, he ended up passing later that day. That's how it sounded to me. She never woke up from that dream. And for me, I was kind of like, are you saying that he died that same day, or are you saying you never woke up from that dream because you remember that dream vividly? You told that story, and you probably wish that you never told that story or something, and he stuck with you forever, and you never woke up from that dream that way, or you never woke up because he ended up dying later that day. So yeah, I think he may have passed that same day, and I really hate that for her because I know that's something she just that eats away at her. So Latrice talks about how losing her brothers impacts her relationship, right? Because she often calls Cliff a lot, and he may think that she's thinking in her head that he cheating or something like that. And she's like, no, like, I'm trying to check on you and make sure that you are good. Right. It's just something that she gets over herself to make sure that he's fine or whatever. And he says that he understands that. That's what he say. So we'll have to see how that's gonna go. So what else took place? So it ended up being a nice event overall. It ended up being something nice. Everybody came out to support Selena, so good for her, and may her son continue to rest. um it's time for the pool party, right? Everybody ready to go turn up, have a good time over there at Latrice's house. Just the perfect thing to get into after having such an event like this where everybody's been, really emotional and stuff. So they get there, right? And let me talk about well, I'm not gonna get into everybody's outfit, but I thought that Selena looked cute in her outfit. I said, okay, then Selena's super cute. But I also felt like her and Marie had on the same damn outfit. The only difference was that Selena had on a belt. I said, girl, not y'all coming in here with the same fit on. I really liked Mandy's outfit though. I like that. I thought that was really cute. I said, go ahead, ma'am. Come to find out, Mandy's boo thing, Javon, is Marie's cousin. I said, okay. It's always a small world out here, huh? Now, Essie done showed up, y'all, and Essie done came with her husband. And Selena said, Essie, who is this man you got with you? She said, that's my husband. She said, girl, I ain't never met your husband before. That's your husband. And then Mandy said, shit, I thought Marie was her husband. I hollered. Girl. Okay, the Pearsons, they arrived late AF. Late AF. All right. They get there. Soon as they get there, it's time to play a game where you asking the couples questions, right? So Marie starts explaining one of the craziest places that they've had sex. One of the places was on the interstate. I can't remember where the other one was. And so everybody was trying to figure out, or at least Glenn was trying to figure out how y'all having sex on the interstate. So she's explaining it, and I think Cedric was trying to explain it. And I'm just like, okay, I'm glad Glenn said something because I'm like, this is enough. Glenn said, Marie. Glenn was like, Marie, that's enough. We got it. Okay. You ain't got to go into all that type of detail. Okay, girl, we good. Child, I said, we see each other. Just a little piece. All right. Now, we learned about one of the craziest places for Carrie and her husband. And come to find out, this girl over there hunching her man in her parents' bed. Girl, I could never. Like, what kind of stuff you got? And your parents, well, your parents probably hunched there. You gonna go hunch in there too? Oh no, man. Carrie. Mm-mm. Whew, I would love to have know what her parents thought when they heard that shit right there, hun. Now let's get to the spouse's favorite sex position. So they asking questions, right? Essie husband said missionary or whatever he said. Glenn said on the side. There's reasons for that. Okay, for it to be on the side, but I'm not even gonna go into that. But let me say this: Cedric was me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Cedric was me. Cedric said, "I'm not talking about this. I'm not talking about." I said, "I know that's right. Like, I'm not finna talk with y'all about this type of shit. Like, girl, like, let's ask some real questions. Like, what is this shit? Okay, honestly, you don't need to know the craziest place I don't understand. Not with y'all, motherfucker. Or the best or craziest sex position. Like, well, scoot back up out my business. Get up off me. All right, that's I don't know. Somebody was just weird. Then we go to, have you ever been attracted to somebody in the group? Who the fuck came up with these questions? I think it was Glenn or somebody that said, "What the fuck kind of question is that?" Something, and I'm just like, "Yo, what? Have you ever been attracted to?" So y'all trying to start a swingers group or something? Is that what y'all trying to do? Because that's what I'm getting when you're asking these questions. The craziest place y'all hunched at. Favorite sex position. Have you ever been attracted to somebody in the group? So when you ask these questions, people probably gonna be fantasizing about other folks' spouses in certain positions. I can't. I can't. I cannot. I just No, ma'am. It's just too much. Okay. I ain't. I'm Cedric, honey. I ain't talking. Next question, honey. Let's move on. Are you attracted to anybody in the group? Carrie said we'll all say it at on three. It was like a bunch of people saying no. This is where Mandy saw her opportunity. She told me, he lying. Marie said, huh? No, I don't know. Was it Marie? No, I think Tisha said, huh? I said, what now? Like, what's going on? And Glenn, Marie said, Glenn, are you attracted to her? What's going on? And he was like, well, I'm attracted to my wife. Mandy said, girl, he on some BS, honey. That's what's going on. And Tisha said, well, no. Because if it's something going on, then, you need to let me know. All right. If me and you supposed to be cool, then, and you got some information, then you supposed to be sharing it with me. What's up? So Latrice in the back yelling, next question, next question. And it's like, see, Latrice, I can't really rock with you on this piece right here. Why I gotta be next question? You should have said, why don't y'all go ahead and step outside and have that conversation, then we'll get to the next question or something. You was trying to move to the next question because you felt uncomfortable knowing damn well if the roles were reversed and Marie, I'm sorry, Letitia friend had said that about Cliff. you wouldn't be trying to move to the next question. And who created these questions? I feel like producers, to me, were being very clear to show that you and this girl were coming up with the questions. Now, I don't know if you came up with all of them. I don't know if you put that particular question in there, if she did or one of the producers did. But I feel like they did that intentionally to make it appear as though you were aware of the questions that were going to be asked. So that right there is like, girl, what? So Marie, I mean not Marie, but Latrice and old girl go outside to eventually have a conversation. And Letitia says, well, I'm not gonna make a scene at her house. I'm not gonna make no scene because we at the Rogers house and stuff. I said, first of all, you shouldn't be making no scene because you don't even know if it's true or not. But then again, for you to just automatically jump to I'm not gonna make no scene because we at the Rogers house makes me feel like you know how your nigga get down. I ain't gonna make no scene because we at the Rogers house. You shouldn't make a scene because you don't know all the facts as of yet, right? That's what you should have said. I ain't finna make no scene because I don't know what the hell going on. I'm trying to get all the information first before I give a real reaction. Okay? Before I really, say some things. But that's not what you said. So it makes me feel like you know the type of time your man be on. So Mandy says that she respects her as a person despite what it is that she may have done to her friend. And Tisha said, now wait a minute, girl, we done did a lot of things to each other. All right, but at the end of the day, that ain't got nothing to do with what's going on between me and you, girl. I'm trying to figure out what this is, hon. So on the inside, Javon, the one that Mandy was with, sat up there and called out Glenn and said, oh, he was in the DMs and I saw the DMs, he in here capping. And Glenn said, now what? Bruh, don't play on me. Listen, I saw the DMs, you out here capping, you over here being fake. I know what's going on. Baby, Glenn stood up. I said, now what you standing up for? The fact that you're standing up trying to put some type of fear into somebody kind of makes me feel like, and you did it. That's what it's giving. And you did it. And you guilty. That's what I hear when I see that. Now it's a big old issue. You got Marie running outside trying to grab Tisha's like, come girl, come and get Glenn. Come and get Glenn. Because Javon said that she done already seen the messages that Glenn done sent to old girl, sent to Mandy. Come on in here and get Glenn. So now it's like this big old issue and this hollering. And Glenn like, do you know who the fuck I am? First of all, I don't give a damn who the fuck you is. That's the thing. I don't know why you think me knowing who you are is supposed to clear you of some of the actions that I've witnessed with my own eyes. I'm sorry. Huh? Because I'm supposed to know who you are, I'm not supposed to bring the truth? Like, I don't give a damn who you are. Yeah, I know you're a married ass man. That's what I do know. Yeah, I know that much about you. Okay, do you know who I am? You know who the fuck I am? Boy, go ahead on. Yeah, I know you a cheating ass zigger. How about that? Now scoot the fuck back up out my face. That's what you do. Okay? Period. But that's pretty much everything that happened over there on the Belle Collective, honey. Y'all leave y'all thoughts in the comments down below about everything. I'm Jamie, that's me. And of course, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters, I'm silent, nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification, them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM, and the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATF, got them trying to clone me like Aegis. Game time, I invaded gym, high elevated, I could face the rim, putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over, I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man, they say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film, I can fill a pool with